Hi, 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 and hello. What's going on? What's good? How y'all been? Is it sunny? Is it raining? What's the weather like? It's probably a really good day for Kerbal Space Program, right? Oh, yeah, we'll turn the buddy bot on. We will turn the buddy bot on. Because why not? It's good to have, right? It's something. It's whatever. Anyways, Kerbal Space Program. We had a very successful mission to Jewel. I think we were even going to see about moving a satellite from Jewel to something else. Orbiting the... Oh, that's an asteroid. What am I after? I am aftering this satellite orbiting Jewel. We're going to fly this to a different orbit. We're going to put it down and do some science, I guess, from like closer. Because now we have firmly established radio contact. It's exciting. It's good. Whoops, that's not what I want. Where's the good view? The wrong way is the answer. We need to decide. Ooh, Crater, hi. First in the chat. Welcome to the party. You are first overall. You've also gotten to the chat before anyone on Twitch too, so well done. Since you are the first one here, would you like to pick what body around Jewel we go explore closer? There are a few options. Pole being the furthest. Bop is an option. It's on a weird angle, but it's an option. Tylo, a classic. Everybody hits Tylo when they come to Jewel. Val, I've honestly never been. Don't know what to say about it. Or Lathe. Lathe. But overvisited, you say? Okay, that's interesting. I'm leaning towards Val right now. But I'm giving you a chance to tell me otherwise. You say, Crater says go to Val, we're going to Val. So first off, let's set it as our target. What's our... Ooh, we are going the wrong direction. Ooh. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna first off get this satellite around Val so that we can get a better understanding of what's going on with it. Because like I said, I've never actually been. No, hold on. I want Val to be my focus so that I can see it. Let's say, so I'm coming in this way. Let's actually assume I don't want to start a maneuver on, I want to go on this side. And we're gonna cut that in close. What's that? That's an encounter with Tylo. It's always Tylo, isn't it? Send a crewed mission to land on Val near the stone circle. Well, we're gonna put this satellite in orbit with Val first. And I'm having problems. There's my Val encounter. Okay, so we're gonna swing through Tylo and then into Val. We're gonna do that first. That was mostly just prograde. And then we will send Crater's crewed mission to Val after we put this satellite there. Let's warp to that next maneuver. Oh, hi, Betty. Hi, welcome to the party. We're gonna go visit Val. Yo, Val's orbit around Jewel is quick, isn't it? I guess technically Val is a moon. Well, just keep in mind, if you want to do something but it's going to take time, that time is going to go by anyways. Whether you're doing the thing or not, time is going to go by. We're going to get this sweet maneuver. We'll just cut that out for a second. Now we have a Val encounter lined up, so we're going to be able to stop at Val with this satellite. Betty, why are you hungry? Have you not eaten yet today? Have you not consumed something delicious? What's happened here? Yeah. Oh, my orbit way out there is forever. Well, honestly, the warp times to get everything here and this communication setup were so long that warping for like 150 days is like nothing. Well, I'm glad you could join us as soon as you woke up, Betty. I personally usually have breakfast and most of a pot of coffee by the time I get here. Okay, so that's Jewel, and this is Tylo coming up, right? We're gonna have our Tylo encounter right there. And then we'll do some sciencey stuff around it. 5 in the morning. I was also up at that time. Are you up voluntarily, or did an alarm force you? And why would you have an alarm if it forced you? What is so important? I'm not trying to judge, I'm just being nosy. Okay, so we did the only 2 bits of science that this can afford us at the moment. And we're just gonna whip on through. 3 million. That's not even that close. We're just gonna whip on out to here and watch. I've lost sight of it. I've lost Tylo. Alright, now let's check out this Val encounter. That's Val. Let's see. Is there any way that I can make this better for us? I feel like going faster is not going to be the answer. Oh, there's something good, right? That's getting closer. Come on, bend. Ooh. Ooh, we're just gonna go screeching into Val. Does Val have an atmosphere? I don't know at the moment. It doesn't look like it will. Which means screeching on past at high speed isn't the worst. But in hindsight, going the wrong direction is definitely not great. Look at this wildness. Yo, I'm gonna get launched out of the solar system if we do this. That's not good. That is not good. what if... Can I plan a maneuver in here? And how much will it cost to stop? Is it even possible to stop? Oh no, I'm gonna be going way too fast. Ugh. Only a flyby? Okay. Thanks, Crater. You're the boss here. Okay. We're just gonna take this flyby. And... let's... we're just gonna accept the flyby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. No, orbit. What? Do an orbit. Okay, you want us to hit orbit around Val here. That's just gonna be really hard, is all I'm trying to say. Because I'm going the wrong direction. Everything's going in the wrong direction. And I'm not sure if I can do anything but crash. Let's say here. Let's say I was gonna do it here. Is that helpful at all? I'm gonna have to set up something with repeated encounters if I'm gonna have any chance. No, get rid of this. Get rid of all that. Okay. Okay, I understand. We're gonna find a way to put this exact satellite into a good spot. But what are we gonna do for that? If I added a maneuver here, and I just tried to slow it down. Let's say I used all of my fuel to slow down right here. We'll get repeated encounters. Right? Before we eventually get launched back out. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Let's add a maneuver here. 1-8. 1-6. Okay, so I want to start by getting closer. Okay, that would be a collision. So I'm gonna swing around the other side. Is what I want. It's gonna send us further, huh? What if we also slowed down? Alright, that's a start. It's just gonna take repeated attempts, don't worry. Alright. I'm gonna accept that maneuver node to get us into our first position. Which is going to give us a nicer looking approach. And then we'll at least be able to do some science around Val. Alright, so it looks to me Like, we will crash into Val at this moment, which is obviously not what we want. How'd you get XP? Weird. What's going on? What's going on is that we are absolutely going to make this work. Let's just get a periapsis of any kind. 700 meters. There's no way that's safe. Okay. That'll be it. Now, if I tried to come screeching into a halt, is it even doable? No, I'm going way too fast. And I'm going to end up accelerating. What would that take? 5,000? 5,000. That's going to be rough. And that'll be the new orbit. How much will that take to turn around? It won't take much. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be fine. This is all gonna be fine. But we gotta go visit Val. Alright, what happened to the encounter that was about to happen? I thought we were going to have an encounter, and now it's decided we're not. I'm upset about that. There we go. Now we should be... We've initiated our first flyby of Val. Great, let's do some science real quick. This mystery goo doesn't have nearly as much science value as I thought. I always lose the thermometer. The thermometer has more data. Okay. So we got that taken care of. We're gonna get to 1,400 meters. So I think that when we are much closer to Val, there's going to be more science to be had. So we're gonna get that. And we're gonna find out if there's an atmosphere or not. I've never been here before, so you need a lab. I have a lab. It's in orbit around Joule right now. We just need to bring the Kerbins as part of Crater's crewed mission. But this is the first science flyby. And we're trying to put this satellite into orbit so that we can look at Val whenever we want. Ooh, those mountains look high. In the space near Val, great. In space near Val, great. This has been a tremendous flyby. It's very rocky. It's very hilly. Interesting. I don't think I was time warping. I use time warp from time to time. I'm about to time warp, but I was enjoying that flyby. That was a real time. We're moving fast. Remember that. So, that was our flyby of Val. It was good. We're going to warp out of here, and we're going to go fix the orbit issue. Because our orbit is absolutely terrible. And I need to fix it from way the heck out there. Val is still my target. But I'm going the wrong direction. And because I'm going the wrong direction, it's basically going to be impossible. See, Station Alpha has the crew modules and a science lab in it, and the communications tower. It's super important. It's where all the communication happens. And one day, our Kerbins will live there. Jeb's at home right now waiting for the next mission. Jeb is not dead. Kerbal safety is a priority here. Jeb's on Kerbin, safe on the ground, loving his family, working with Crater to plan a crewed mission to Jewel, and Val specifically. Who the time warps. But look, now our orbital speed is 350. Ooh, that's still a lot. Because I need to go exactly the opposite direction. What am I gonna do to turn around? Am I gonna bust out all of my fuel to make this happen? Make it installed and launched from Duna. The KSC on Duna. You can launch from wherever you want. It's gonna be all of the fuel. All of the fuel to turn around? That feels wrong. What if I went here, right? And I tried to go like this instead. Will this work? No. That's a terrible idea. I need to find a way to slow down. Without using all of my fuel. Because I've already used too much. It's my Tylo interactions. A Lathe encounter. Let's take that. Because why not? Why not at this point? We're ultimately just exploring with our existing satellites at this moment. So we'll take the Lathe encounter. And hopefully that will help us to slow down, change direction, so that we can put this satellite in orbit around Val. Do I have that lined up proper? Doesn't look like it. That's fine. We'll get through Tylo. And then... Oh, look. Now it's showing a Lathe escape. Great. Great. Jewel has less surface than gravity? Than Kerbin? I didn't know that. I imagine Jewel like a Jupiter comparison, so I expect it to be big and heavy. I'm hoping though that we can find a way to turn around. Sounds almost impossible. The right kind of gravity assist would do it. Oh, hey, buddy bot. I really should do some squats. I should. You're right. You're right. I can be a healthy person. Cheer me on. Here. Look. Look, look, look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squat potato. Ah, I love it. Sounds like you've been here before. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Crater. Potato squats are the best, aren't they? Hold on. If I did a slowdown right here, does that help anybody? No. I feel like that doesn't help anybody. None of this helps anybody. None of this helps. None of it. Let's just get into Tylo. Get into Tylo. And then we'll go see Lathe. I don't know, maybe we'll just crash into Lathe. If I did a this. No, that's all in my fuel. And it's nothing. Okay. Okay, we take it then. Let's just get on out of here. It was nice visiting you again, Tylo. Great, great. Now I'm expecting a Lathe encounter. Is the Lathe encounter real? That doesn't look like it's even possibly real. I feel lied to. There's no way Lathe was real. I think we just gotta engineer a new ship to come and do this. Alright. Alright, alright, that's fine. That's gonna get launched one day. And that's just gonna be the way of things. I think we're just gonna accept it, yeah. I could have sworn it said I had a Lathe encounter lined up, though. Could have sworn I saw that. I don't like leaving it to just get launched later. But it's definitely going the wrong direction. Whatevs. Maneuver nodes can make basically anything happen. If you've got the time and you're willing to focus on it. Definitely a little random. What's going on here? That's the wrong way. I'm trying to make this get as close to Lathe as I can get. Like, I'm basically looking for a bit of atmospheric braking. That is all kinds of wrong. Definitely the wrong way. Uh-oh. All kinds of wrong there. So I guess we gotta move it up a little bit. All right, and what if we did a maneuver here? Bring us in hard. Oh, we're picking up speed there. Can we get on the other side and lose it? Hmm. 500 is too much. 400 is too much. Let's get it. What's that 150? It's got a bit of curve to it. Okay. Hitting 14 kilometers or above Lathe is probably dangerous, right? Oh, hi, Terrence. Hi. Oh, Crater. Thanks for the info. Terrence, what happened? We are taking our existing satellites, and we were trying to put one around Val. But that turned out to be really hard for the fuel we had. So we're trying to use Lathe as a break. And we don't really have a lot of wiggle room on that. I think I'm willing to just accept that we're going to hit Lathe atmosphere. And call that a day. Because the stopping, we're going in the wrong direction. So stopping is particularly hard. Is Lathe's atmosphere thick? I think we're gonna take a wild ride into Lathe. Whoa, 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 hold on. Focus on that instead. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna hit Lathe's atmosphere hard and fast. And we're gonna hope it slows us down. Because we do not have a lot of fuel. Ooh, it's thick, you say. That's gonna make it extra dangerous. All right. So if it's like Kerbin, then going 3,000 meters per second under 40 kilometers is dangerous. So I'm going to explore this 10-kilometer range where Crater tells me that atmosphere will exist. So I will use it to slow down. And we'll do a little science around Lathe. Because again, honestly, I have never been here. This is a first for me. So we are going to do all the fun stuff. Which requires us to be way over here. We've only got so much fun stuff. Lathe is habitable. That's good to know, but I've never been. This is actually going to be my first memorable flyby of Lathe. So let's do this. Now. We need 2 mystery goos that are available. There's one. Do I have a second? I got 2 mystery goos. That's great. Because we'll take that one first. And we'll get a temperature reading here too. And then we'll do these again in Lathe's atmosphere. which I'm told is going to start at 50 kilometers. Where is Lathe anyways? There's Lathe. Here's my ship. Here is Lathe. Let's go. 50 kilometers, you say? I don't want to approach too fast. I could easily do something stupid. Yo, at 7,000 meters per second, this might be stupid. Is that brake gonna count for anything? Ugh. Hold on. If I wanted to stop here, how much fuel would that take? A lot. Okay. So I'm not stopping. End of story. Stop the warp. I'm not warping at the moment. I have already stopped. What about the oceans? You want to look at them? Is that what this is about? I'd aim for 47. Okay, so you're telling me that I need to go radial out because I'm gonna approach too close? So I'm gonna make a minor adjustment here and get our periapsis at about 45. That's the trade-off, because I want to get in, right? But yo, I am going fast. I don't know, Crater. This might be one of those times. I'm saying 45. You're saying 47. If this ship blows up, I owe you something. Oh. Yeah, okay. I'll retract the solar panels and close this. Good call. Good call. I appreciate that. What else? The camera just moved. Space high above. Oh, we've already done that. Okay. I don't need that. I'm so sorry about the nighttime encounter. Ooh, that's nice. That's pretty. We are 1 minute away from our periapsis. This is gonna be a big minute. Real big. I'm not intentionally moving the camera, but this is real cinematic-like. I'm waiting for a jewel chanther. A what? I don't understand. I want to get you all the things you're waiting for, but I'm not sure what. Okay, we're about to hit atmosphere. Oh my goodness! Ah! Oh boy. Wow. 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 That happened quick. That happened really quick. Wow. Part of the problem, okay, let's be honest. Part of the problem was I was going the wrong direction. If I was going the other direction... Yo, look how much science we have, though. We have so much science. Let's pick some real mission. Do a simple scan on a cryovac. Scientific data from the space around Lathe. That's kind of what we were after, wasn't it? We were trying to get I mean, we could do that. We don't even need to send a new ship to do that. But that could give us a target. Bringing an asteroid into orbit around the Mun sounds like a challenge. Repair a satellite, explore Tylo. Bring a Val ice chunk. Hold up. That sounds heckin' hard. I don't know if I'm capable of this. That's interesting. Interesting. Let's see. I don't know, because I guess Tylo. But it thinks I'm capable of landing on Val and returning. I don't know if I'm capable of that. A new orbital station around the Mun. I don't like any of these contracts at the moment. But I could build an orbital station around Mun and Minmus at the same time, right? I could put it in one, move it to the other. That's an option. And then I could refuel it. Have 2 pilots. 10 Kerbals and 10 pilots. 10 Kerbals, 2 pilots. I don't like it. The Val ice chunk. Have a Kerbal pick it up, too. That's extra hard. And then I gotta get it home. And this has to be less than 40 years. I feel like if I was going to take this, I would need to already have the infrastructure out there. So what kind of science do we need? I think we really need to be able to mine. Where is the mining equipment? Ooh, bigger rover wheels. That'd be nice. These are bigger pieces of science that would also be nice. Better probe core. Better batteries and solar panels. I can't even get that. Try to land. Oh, okay, what extra technology do we need to land on Val, though? And do I need to upgrade my R&D site to do it? Seriously, where's mining? Where's the mining gear? What level? This stuff. Oh, I need to upgrade the R&D center to even do that? But I feel like I need to be able to refuel if I'm going to be able to do that. So let me start by upgrading this. I still can't? I can't even afford that right now? Oh boy. Ah. I don't have aviation. Why would I have aviation? Why would I need that? I build rockets. I can't refuel that way. Does anything else even matter? Well, that has a bigger fairing, which will be helpful. It looks like a bigger fuel tank, which will be helpful. And I have a lot. So I get, what, 3 of them? I get 3 things at the top level. But what do I take? I think that for rovers. I think that for scanning. And I'm going to take this bigger fuel tank. That's what we're going to take. Now, you can give me those coordinates all you want, but I'm not prepared to hit that spot. What I need is a ship that is going to be a crewed mission to Lathe and Val specifically, because Crater wants to go to Val. This will also be able to stop at Minmus and probably stop around the Mun as well, so that I can get 500,000 funds to pay for that. So we're gonna do that. I think that's what we'll do, is we'll build a new station that goes to Mun, then it goes to Minmus, and then it's going to be a crewed mission out. So that. And what did I say? A new orbital station around Minmus. And now we need to build a ship that is going to meet that description. So, I think we said it needs to support at least 10 Kerbals. 10 Kerbals it is. The best way to put 10 Kerbals in. That's 4. And it's gonna go real far away. Hold on, where is... Where is it? Where is the science bay? There it is. What's this now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 1 more. I'm sorry to hear that your rocket is lagging. It happens sometimes. We need room for 1 more Kerbal. And I think the answer is on some kind of lander. So maybe we should build a little lander first and then attach it to the top of that after. So our little lander. Let's see. It's gonna have to have, let's say that. Let's say that's gonna be the top of the lander. And it's gonna need an experienced pilot, hopefully. But we'll put that on too, right? Opened up. And then we'll put an appropriately sized tank and a poodle. Imagine it in a vacuum though. Right? And then I'm gonna put the biggest lander legs I have. 4 of them, right? It's gonna land. That little doodad is gonna land. and give me lots to work with. And then we will put a docking port on the top so that it can, whoops, not do that. It's got to have a docking port, which means it also needs some RCS thrusters. And if it's got RCS thrusters, it will also end up needing everything else. It needs some monopropellant. It needs some fuel for that. You know? Strong reaction wheel right there. And batteries. Batteries and a probe core, just in case. We never want to leave without a probe core. But now we can also put command seats in there after, so that'll be fun. All right, we got those in there. And a few extra of those. Actually, let's put those up like that. We'll put some mystery goo. We only need one mystery goo because it is expected that a scientist will be on hand. So we've got that. We're gonna put this magnet boom arm out like that. We're gonna need an atmosphere. Oh, we've got so much more science now, which is great. Put that in there. This is gonna be a lander, so a seismometer is a good thing. A barometer might be useful. The surface scanning module, don't know if I'll need it, but we'll take it. A regular thermometer. What else? That can't go on here. And that can't go in here either. I guess we could put an extra one. No, I don't want to bother. I'm not going to take the Science Junior module. But I am going to put an external command seat so that I can shove a scientist right in there. And that scientist should be fine. Right? That's how that's gonna work. I wonder if he's going to survive launch in there. He might actually have to like EVA out. And I need a ladder to come down here. The ladder. The ladder is gonna come down both sides, I guess, so that it doesn't matter which side the Kerbin goes to. I need the longer ladder then. That's what we need. Great. Now a Kerbin could walk down and get out as required. We can put a scientist in that seat, and he can do all of the different sciencey things that he may or may not need to do. And this is a lander, so the only thing this lander is missing is the monopropellant required to dock when returning. What's this? Drain valve. Great. Now the monopropellant's tucked nicely in there too. I can't think of anything else this lander specifically needs. It's gonna be... Oh, it should have an antenna. It is a probe core. It should be capable of communicating and generating electricity. So we put this fella right in there so that it's safe, and some solar panels. Want it to go like right like that. Yeah, and we'll set that on an action group. Custom 1, toggle the solar panels. Custom 0 will toggle the ladder. All right. I think that's a suitable little lander that I could put basically anywhere. And then dock where it needs to. Should be able to lift off of anywhere. Now, on the other side, we have to have a docking port. And underneath of that docking port, we're going to have this command module. Go like that. And now I need to change the route. It is no longer that, it is now that. Because it goes like that. Right? We're going to launch up like that. We do not need the landing gear out. And we'll put a fairing over the whole bit. Now, what goes under this? We've got to make room for all of the Kerbals. And that includes our science bay. So we'll put that science bay there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that'll bring us up to 11. And that would be... Oh, interesting. Okay. That will be the crew portion of this ship. Now, there were some other things this ship required. Needs more electricity for the main compartment. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Here, we're gonna have the rocket portion underneath of a fairing. But I need to put a few more solar panels up right now. I just want to put those in there. Yeah. And then we'll put this box right in here, because I'm going to put another thing in there in a moment. And we'll need that underneath. Probe core. This thing. And a bunch of batteries. A bunch more batteries. Because this is important. And we'll put an emergency antenna right in here. I play unmodded. So if your ship requires mods, I would have no hope. Okay, do we need anything else right there? I don't think so. I'm gonna close that. I am also going to put docking ports on the side here, so that if I want to attach other things later, I can. And I have ideas of what other things I'd like to attach. Because our communications antenna is already around Joule. So I think we need to add some monopropellant into here. And then we'll be adding a few RCS thrusters. All right, close that up. And get some of these RCS bad boys. And that'll have to be enough for RCS. Don't even know if it's gonna work right. Let's also, real quick, we have a very real potential of running into problems with a build like this, so I like to strut that in on construction so that we're good. Now, theoretically, I'm satisfied with this module. That's very much an in theory question. Let's put the fairing on. Great. This is Crater's Crewed Craft. Alright. So that's going to take a bunch of Kerbins, a bunch of Kerbals, And it is going to be... hold on. I need to disable that. I need to disable the reaction wheel. I think I'm disabling that too. And then that'll be the first one that's turned on. A lot more. What? A lot more. Oh, a lot more mods. Oh, okay. I understand. I understand now. I get it. Okay. So I've got the fairing. And I've got the crude craft. Now I need to put it very, very far away. And I have these bigger fuel tanks now. I don't know if they're gonna work for me though. I might have a problem. Where's my mainsail? The mainsail is a trust one. It does not have enough thrust to lift this vessel the way it's currently designed. So let's take one fuel tank off. Now we've got thrust in a vacuum. Okay. Which means... Why did that? Disable crossfeed. Don't drain fuel across there. Disable crossfeed. Just don't. Just don't drain fuel across there. Okay. Now that at 3,000, let's say that is enough to stop at Joule. If we have it, if we are in Joule's orbit with all of this fuel, we should be fine. So how do I take this thing and send it to Joule? First off with that. Then let's try a little something. If I put another one of those there, and I used this engine on the bottom, will that lift? No, that will not lift. So I absolutely need much more in the way of thrust. And once we get a little further and we can just start adding boosters on boosters on boosters, it'll be great. But I need to build a little more body to this rocket. Let's see here. 1, 2 of those, let's say. So I've got some length to it. Then if I use this, will it lift? No, it doesn't lift. Doesn't lift. Doesn't lift even with just one. Okay. What kind of structural components? Can put 3 on that. Don't like it. New plan. Where did it go? Fuel tanks. I want that one to change the shape again so that it's wider. And then we'll put 2 more of those, right? And we'll put that mainsail on the bottom. Oh, hold on. gonna do this again. It's a stupid plan, I know, but I gotta look. I gotta look. So let's see, I have half the thrust required right now. But assume for a second that I went and did 4 of those, each with 2 of these, right? Right, let's say I did that. And then I did these 4 with mainsails. Will this mainsail lift? This mainsail will lift. Great. So we're gonna use that as our starting block then. Because even though, hold on, let's clear out some of these excess stages for a sec. Okay. So what's gonna happen then? Is stage 0 is just the lander, so it needs to be there before it even detaches, so don't even count stage 0. Stage 2 will be in orbit at Joule and be used to stop us. It's going to stop us there. Stages 3 and 4 will collectively take us from Kerbin to Joule. So now I need, below this, a rocket that will be capable of orbiting the Mun and then Minmus before it goes. So let's strut this into place. And, ooh, there's actually a little extra bonus we could do real quick. Let me put that right there real quick and open it so that I can see it. Because I can't. That was wrong. Because we can turn these into little relays, right? They can all get a little tiny probe core. Right? They all get a little probe core. They will all get this little avionics thing. They will all get a string of batteries. Lift this up. Ooh. Yeah, lift that up real quick, and they'll all get a reaction wheel. That reaction wheel is absolutely starting disabled. And I need a fairing. Need a fairing that goes on top of that. I need the right-sized fairing to go on top of that. I need the interstage nodes. And let's put some solar panels and an antenna on it. The relay antenna specifically is what we're concerned about. Just gonna put a couple of these in there. And if I could throw some solar panels in there too. That's not working the way I want. But if I throw these little blocks in, then these little blocks will work the way I want. just a little bit of excess. Because we're gonna be leaving these somewhere anyways, right? So I may as well use them. So that's antennas, solar panels, batteries, controls, closed up. Everything should be closed. And then we just gotta build this fairing. And now everything's got a fairing. And now let's strut that into place. Because we definitely don't want this part wiggle wobbling. That'd be bad. That didn't work. Just right across. Oh, I see why it didn't. Because that's not low. Okay. All right. Oh, there was one other spot I wanted to strut. Down this section here, which is just a little on the wonky side. Great. Now I need the required thrust to put this thing into orbit around Minmus and the Mun. I need to lift this. And I do not want to have to refuel it. Let's change this to sea level on Kerbin. Currently have 6,000, so I'm looking to get that up to like 10,000. Oof, this will be a toughie. Especially considering I'm already using all of my biggest engines. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna get a stack separator. No, a decoupler right there. The decoupler there. One and two. You heated up your pizza. I'm so glad to hear. Pizza's good. You're gonna make me want pizza. How much thrust did I get out of that? 0.2. Okay. And we're also going to add more of them. Because my solution is usually to just add more. But now my ship is really tall. Oh, I'm not allowed to make it much taller. I'm running out of room to look. Engines. That. I want all 4 of those to 5 of those to fire together. That can go right there. How much do I get now? 0.71. That is not enough. Um, 0.95. Not enough either. It would be enough if I was already in space. And I don't have any of these wings on it yet, which is honestly quite frightening. I need bigger, more powerful engines. Or a heckin' lot more of them. So let's add at, let's say right here, we're gonna add 1, 2, and another mainsail here. But all of that goes off together. Still not quite enough, but if we burn heckin' and we add a couple more boosters on the side to help, we might be able to manage it. This is silly. This is a silly design. Most expensive ship yet. All right, we finally got some positive thrust out of this stage. Now we just need to give it a kick to get it started. But I also have to strut all of this in together. The strutting it is a time-consuming but important part of the project. It's super important. Because stuff can wibble wobble. Right? I think I still wanted an extra 2,000 Delta V onto this. But honestly, I'm not sure if I could put it on. Especially considering I can't move my ship up anymore. So at this point, I actually think I have to accept this as the most expensive ship I've ever created. And we're going to try and put it in orbit around the Mun. And then around Minmus. And then hopefully we can still get it to Joule after that. If we have to refuel before we go, then we will. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm supposed to have 2 pilots on board. So I'm going to take 2 pilots. I'm going to take the scientist one. I'm going to take an engineer, but I don't even know if I'm going to use him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 5, at least 10. 2 pilots. I have 2 pilots. 5,000 units of electric charge. Can I see how much I have right now? I have to assume I have enough. I'll look in a moment. Do I take the engineers and the extra science? I don't think so. I think we just go with this. But if I'm going to have the engineer, I would like some extra things. Some like EVA repair kits in case he needs to fix something. I'll take some EVA experiments so that I can do experiments. Fuel cylinders. Jetpack. I don't think I'm taking any of this extra stuff. So we are just gonna add some more repair kits in case something breaks. And some more experiment kits. Because who knows? And I also... Oh, I can't put them in there? No inventory up there? That's fine. We'll leave them there. Yeah, we'll make Jeb go swap out as required. But I think I have to save this and test this at the launch pad. So I don't know if Crater is still here or has left, but we are going to try and begin this mission to take crew and a lander to Joule. Got a bunch of experiments to go along with. Although it's weird, I don't have any solid fuel boosters on this particular ship. And I too might lag a little bit when I launch it. I'm glad it hasn't fallen over yet. There's currently no concerns, so... Are these things all disabled? Disabled, excellent. Okay, throttle is up. We are going to be launching in 3, 2... Oh, actually. Yeah, we just have to put this station in orbit around the Mun and Minmus first, and then we're ready to go. Ready to launch in 3, 2, 1. Blast off. See, we're going up. That's a good start. I'm not fully convinced that the engineering has been solid here. I can already see a staging problem though. This belongs here, as best as I can tell. So far, so good. We have a fairly steady launch. And if we're not doing the wiggle wobbles, then things are usually good. That's probably also going to want to go in there. I don't know. We've made a few changes to the staging on launch. That's dangerous. Also, launch has been particularly slow. A lot of times, we end up going a lot faster than this. Fairings to the next one up too. Yeah, I'm not convinced that these fairing relays are really going to work out for me. I've got some concerns about how far away we're going to get before we have to let them go. Like, I think I was ultimately initially planning for probably one extra stage worth of solid fuel boosters that I am just not going to be able to put on right now. Started out okay. I gotta just remember that I am capable of refueling this ship before it has to truly leave. Oh, Crater, you're still here. Excellent. Hi, or welcome back, I guess. But yeah, your ship is being launched right now. There's crew. We have to make a few pit stops on the way to essentially pay for the ship. Good luck, Terrence. I think this first stage has actually probably done just a little bit better than I was actually expecting. When we launched, I should say. That initial stage seems to be enough to have gotten us out of the atmosphere, which, let's call that a win. Crater, I can promise you I will not remember those coordinates. Oh, hold on. Prograde. Go prograde. I was pointing in the wrong direction. Go prograde and don't tip. Now stable. Go stable. What is with this one being out of fuel? all things considered, this was fine. I'm just hoping we can manage to hit Mun. Because stopping at the Mun in Minmus pays for this very, very expensive ship. Let's pop all the fairings. I don't know why they wouldn't all deploy for me. Oh, that looks like... Oh, that looked bad. I should have disabled any ejection force so that I wasn't worried about ejection force. Yo, Crater, your crewed vessel has a landing craft attached to it, Apollo style. That's cool, right? And we've got plenty of solar panels right now. You're right, I should have changed the way it deployed. There's no doubt about that. So these satellite components that I put on the top of this was definitely a waste. Because this stage is not getting far enough to use them. I should have put some up here instead. Oh well. Yeah, these boosters are going to end up falling back down to Kerbin and just being debris. Expensive debris. Kind of sad about that waste. But there's nothing I'm going to do about it, so I'm just going to accept that this ship is probably not anywhere near as powerful as I'd hoped. Yeah, all those just debris now. Expensive debris. I'm sad about it. Not much I can do, but I'm sad about it. Oh, I'm going slow. Oh, I have very weak thrust. I'm sorry to hear, Terrence. I have also had problems with my launch system on this ship. But it's okay. Push on through and you'll find a solution. You could try adding more boosters. That's what I'm gonna do to this ship. I'm just gonna add more boosters. Boy, I want to be going faster. much liquid fuel do I have? 19,000? Okay. But I have to put this in orbit around the Mun, and then I have to put it in orbit around Minmus. That's how we're paying for this ship. And then after we have gone to the appropriate places, we will refuel. We'll bring out Kane's arm to refuel. And then we'll go. I should do some squats, but I'm preoccupied. No, I'm not the potato. I got time. That happens all the time, right? I tell myself I won't, and then I'm gonna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, we did the potato squats. Cheer on the potato squats. Yo, I dramatically underestimated what this ship was going to be capable of. It was really expensive to have underestimated it like this. My ship is currently 188 tons. So it can get bigger. Don't worry, Terrence. Build a bigger ship. Why? Why did it just disappear? Great. We'll call that good enough. Drop that. And figure out why that doesn't want to be right anymore. Hold on. If I was there, and I just slow down a little bit, that's not gonna. That was a stupid thing, stupid trick of the orbit. So I'm gonna have no choice but to get out there and do at least a little bit. We gotta get all the way out there, and we gotta not crash back down. Is the waste of the cargo that is in interest? Oh, BuddyBot. Well, first off, BuddyBot is my little reminder to move. Things like stretching. You know, I gotta stretch sometimes, so the BuddyBot reminds me to do that. And the waste cargo in the interstellar craft is the waste of the cargo that is the there is waste, and that is part of the size of the craft. Yes. So we gotta move this ship just enough so that we're not gonna crash back down. Bye. All right, that has to go to like that so that we're not running into problems. Look at that. Hold on. Couple laps and we'll do it without using any extra fuel. We're gonna warp around so we can get the next orbit. We'll just do a couple extra laps to line it up nice. Gonna warp to there because we know it's coming. We just want to orbit around the Mun with as little fuel required as possible. So on our next lap, it looks like it's gonna happen. Looks like it might be a painful kind of interaction, actually. Let's see here. Well, if I was going to be like here, and I slow down. Slowing down is wrong. I actually got to speed up. I believe I have to speed up just a little bit to avoid crashing. Actually, add a maneuver. If I slow down enough instead, that's the better orbit, isn't it? Because that'll be going that way. Yeah, let's do that. Point at that maneuver node. Because we gotta make this as efficient as possible. And an orbit that launches me way out is dangerous. I mean, it would actually be really good if I was trying to launch myself to another planet right now. That would be handy and cool, but that's not what's happening. So we're just aiming retrograde. Great. 20,000 meters above the moon. We'll stop in an orbit like that, and we'll complete the first portion of the contract. And then we should theoretically also be able to launch ourselves to a nice orbit for Minmus without needing a lot. We just gotta time it right. Gonna have to be retrograde again. But we do want to get into the Mun orbit. Where's the Mun? The Mun feels like it's taken forever. That's good, yeah. And now we're going to warp to like there-ish. Let's look at the arrival. Dark side of the Mun. Is there a crew report? No. What's up with that? Crew report. Irrelevant. All right, we are pulling into our periapsis node on the Mun. And it'll be here that we try and slow down until there's a real orbit. Great. That's the orbit around the Mun. We just have to maintain stability. Great. That contract is now complete. Now we got to go to Minmus. Probably plan to do that on our next lap. So we'll go around. Try to study for... hey, Ducky. Hi. Welcome to the party. I gotta wonder how important your bio exam is to you and how prepared for it you currently feel before I try and give you any kind of advice in the matter. Hold on. Why would that be? Oh, I know why. Because that's a bad direction. Because I actually want to do it like here. Right? Yeah. 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 Yeah, like that. Like that. We do it more over there. Like that. That'll get us out there. Timed wrong. And on a bad angle, that's for sure. Can I fix that? 4.5. 5. -6. -5. -4. -5. Not sure I can do too good at fixing that from here. Not great, not terrible. I think I'll pass. Study for it. Okay. Well, if you think you should study, then I'm not going to argue with you on that. Is there... No, I want to be going... Because that doesn't even get me out. So I need to go before the... I need to be going like here to get out to the right distance. Yeah, we'll take that. And I'll fix the angle later. I'm going to point to the maneuver node. I'm going to get out there and point to the maneuver node early. Well, why don't you tell us as a group what sort of things you're expecting on your bio exam, and that way we can hang out and help you study while I do astrophysics. I feel like that maneuver node was just a straight prograde type thing. 1.2. I'm seeing that Terrence is cheering you on too, Ducky, so you should probably study. Alright, now we're gonna warp to this maneuver. And then we gotta get this thing into orbit around Minmus. That's gonna have to be good enough. Organic compounds. Okay, so tell us about the general properties of organic compounds. What does that even mean? Explain it to me like I'm 5. Come on, get out of here. Get out. All right, now that's the descending node, so I need my normal. Wherever that normal happens to be, I need to be pointed at it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to Min-Miss, and Ducky's gonna ace his exam. Or her exam. I didn't mean to make an assumption that I didn't know any better about. Sorry. Ducky, you gonna ace your exam. Boom, roasted. Got carbon, oxygen, sulfur. That's cool. That's cool. That means I made an acceptable assumption. All right, we're gonna be close enough in there. No, I want you to explain that topic to me. Like, you just used other words that I don't understand. So, like, how the general properties is that? I'm confused. If your exam shows up and says, what are the general properties of organic compounds? Is your response there going to be a complete answer? Well, if you're as confused as I am, then you may want to actually drop the stream and go study. We're gonna get out here so that thing stops what it's doing to me. And we can plan this encounter with Min-Miss. Why is this thing going the wrong way too? Oh, it's going in a wild way. Okay, that's fine. Yo, satellites on the wrong trajectory are confusing. All right, now, if I was to do a maneuver here and just go like this, can we easily find a connection to Min-Miss? No. No, I did not. Feel like I'll just be chasing it forever. Where's the dat? I don't need another encounter with the Mun right now. But look at that. I could definitely use that to fling us out later. Okay. That's not working. What if I waited a lap? I basically got to go wide in order to come back in and hit it, don't I? Need that extra 100. That's fine. We can handle that. Oh, that didn't... We lost that. 400. It's a very tight window I'm looking at here. Okay. We're going to do that. Another lap and 100 kilometers. Checking in, Yuli. Hey, Crater. Welcome back. We are putting this station into Min-Miss orbit. Next. Yeah, you're all right. I am probably going to end pretty soon, but I'm trying to put this into proper min-miss orbit before I do. Because it's so close, right? I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Oh, come on, Terrence. I thought you were a team player. Let's warp to the next maneuver node. We completed the first portion. We had quite the accident earlier in the stream. We went to Lathe. We did Tylo, we did Val, and then we exploded on Lathe this stream. Then we went to the Mun, and now we're going to Minmus. Went to 5 different places. Yo, 8 exams. Monday. That's in 2 days? That's a lot. I have faith in you, though. Even if you have no confidence, I have confidence. And look at it this way. Once exams are over, it's summer. I can't promise that right now, Crater, but this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to put this station in orbit around Minmus. Then, on the next stream, we will probably refuel it. And although it's got a lot of fuel, so I don't know if we're really going to refuel it or not, but we're probably going to try and refuel it. And then we will send it out to Joule to see if that's even possible. We might not have enough for that. I'm sorry, buddy bot. I'm ignoring you right now. So on a next stream, we're gonna take it from Minmus to whatever planets we're going to. And Crater's request was Val. So we're gonna aim for Val. But I have some serious concerns. And I'm not fully convinced we can do it. But we're gonna try, and that's the point. Is that right? Okay, what's this periapsis at? I want the periapsis to stay up. Great. That looks like we might actually have a collision lined up. Oh, you're right. We shouldn't have ignored the buddy bot. Let's do the warp to around here. And then we'll do those squats for the buddy bot. Because it's a potato squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, Ducky, I understand. There are other things that are more important than watching and hanging out while we play Kerbin here. So I get it. Nobody's blaming you. But we do appreciate you being here whenever you can. So that's great. You're cool. You're cool in my books. But we need to stop at Minmus. Like a full-on stop. Right? Okay, so now we have no periapsis. So what we need is a radial out. I need to point out so that I can have just the tiniest little... I just need an orbit. It just needs to be an orbit. You know, I've thought about doing evening streams, but I'm not an evening person. Mornings are my jam. I naturally wake up most mornings at like between 5 and 6, if not earlier. Okay, there's my periapsis. 5 is too close. 14's just fine. We're gonna retrograde that from like down over here. And now let's take a look at our Minmus encounter. Where's Minmus? Wow, it's Minmus. Okay, Terrence, bye. Thanks for being here. I hope your rockets fly straight, true, and have enough fuel. We are landing. No, we're not landing. This is not a landing attempt. We will probably refuel it before we go elsewhere. Retrograde. Oh yeah, it's got the lander on top, making it look weird. Okay. So, 24 minutes till the periapsis. We got to get closer to that. Remember when Kane didn't like us doing that? That was funny. You ever think... I have thought of adding mods. I haven't done it yet. I think there was a conversation about I should use volumetric clouds, but I haven't gotten around to getting it. And aside from that, I haven't really thought too much about it. I felt like the game is challenging enough. It feels fresh enough. There's stuff going on. If there's a good reason to add mods, we can talk. All right. We need to point retrograde now. How long have I been playing? I feel like 2 hours is the first answer. This particular save playthrough has been going on for about a month. And I have been playing Kerbal in general. Gosh, what feels like 12 years or longer. Gosh, I don't even remember the first time. The first time I played Kerbin Space Program, it was on a PlayStation. And that was a lot more challenging. Okay, I just need to maintain stability for 10 seconds, and then we will succeed. Fries are a good choice. Okay, we have completed that mission as well. Now I must say, we actually don't have more money than when this ship left. How much fuel do we have? What are those numbers? I could put 2,000 more back in, huh? I, for one, am confused. What should I do? If I was... Say I was right here. And I just blasted out straight. What does that do to my orbit? Wilded. More and more Wilded. Bad angle. That's a bad angle to shoot out. What about that one? How long have I been streaming? I've only been streaming for this year. I started streaming in 2026. I should go do some contracts and then come back to this. You're right. No, that's still bad. That's still a bad angle. Yeah, and 2020 at the start of 2026, I decided I wanted to stream. And so I started streaming. I started as a PNG tuber. And then I learned to do some 3D art. And now I have this trash panda as my avatar. And I am working on other ones too. Ooh, that's looking okay. If I keep blasting, does it go? Where does this go? See, that's a good angle. Not for Jewel, but that's bad time to aim for Jewel. But half of our fuel, we could probably get this to like Duna. Oh, yeah, I did get that. That's actually a bit of a trick, which is a little sad, because when I set that affiliate goal, I had enough average viewers per stream to qualify, but I guess I haven't lately. So now my average viewers doesn't qualify. So there's that. I think it will be best to refuel this with Kane's arm before we launch it away. I think that's probably what I want to do, is just top that fuel back up. And then we'll send it. But we're low. I was expecting an entirely new stage, an extra stage, right? So I don't know. We've got this crew outside of Minmus, and it's got enough fuel to like get us to Duna. We could do that, right? Because I could go, like, if I go wham, if you install mods, install free IVA. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right, what is this? Can I have a Duna encounter? Can I just have a Duna encounter? That's pretty close. It's not terrible. Hold on. We might be able to find a Duna encounter. For every stream, make a few shorts. You know, I should do shorts. I absolutely should. And it's weird that you'd say that, Ducky, because I am specifically trying to make a video that recaps Ducky's rescue rover. But honestly, the video editing is a pain in my ass. So I need to get better at video editing. Okay, there's a Duna encounter. Lined up. There's no way it's coming back. You are leaving. Well, yeah, everyone says I'm leaving, and here I am planning a Duna encounter. Like, I appreciate that there's like, what's this? Three of you on YouTube. No, that's one. Yeah, there's 3 of you on YouTube and somebody on Twitch, all reminding me that I am only usually streaming for 2 hours, and it's been 2.5. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you mean, Crater. Yeah, we're planning. We're looking, and that's the problem. Because I don't believe that this ship is capable of getting to Jewel right now. I'm just not convinced. Maybe what I need is a wicked encounter with the Mun. You know, like, maybe I need to set that as a target, and instead of dipping out there, I need to dip out like here. So that I can find a way that the moon will whip me. Because that's going to point me in the wrong direction for sure. No. This doesn't feel like it's working out. No, because I need to get whipped out on that side. $630 stone. Oh, you know what? Some of them come. But to be honest, if you're looking at my YouTube subscriber count, you gotta recognize that I don't make the type of videos that I used to. Like, if you go and look at my YouTube channel and you, hold on, I'll come back to you in a second, Terrence. Like, look at my most popular YouTube video and then compare it to what I'm doing right now, right? It's not the same. And I don't, you know, one, I wanted to make my own art, and you'll see in a lot of those older videos, the art is the audio. And hunting down scripts for that stuff is a challenge. And then I started writing my own scripts, and that was a challenge. And then I wanted to do the art, which is its own challenge. So yeah, like my 630 subscribers is fantastic. But a lot of them are looking for stuff that I'm just not doing anymore. All right, true or false? Categories of heat radiator. What? I'm going with false, Terrence. Let's see. If we were here, right? We're gonna imagine we're here, and we launch ourselves out like this, because that's what we want. We want to go out in that direction. Ooh, that's not quite the right direction, is it? It's more like that. And then that's even wrong. That's wrong. Go right out at here. And what kind of... Well, a quick rebrand and You're right. You're right, Ducky. Rebrand and updating my profile pic would absolutely help. But truthfully, I've mostly focused on Twitch this year. And I started, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I started streaming on Twitch, and then setting up dual streaming was pretty straightforward. So I just accepted that. If that's my target. Yeah, I don't have the fuel to make it to Joule right now. This ship is just not suitable for a trip to Joule. Doesn't have enough. And our timing is all wrong. So I need 3,000 just for the trip from here to Joule, which is going to be everything. But then I gotta stop somehow. And I don't have an option for stopping. I don't have the fuel for it. Okay. Here's the plan. Here's the plan, okay? Here's the plan. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until... Oh, I hit the button. I hit the button without thinking. We're gonna wait until Minmus is on the other side. I almost think we need to wait. We're going to wait until Kerbin is on the other side. And then Minmus is on the right side of Kerbin. And then we'll launch for aiming here-ish. But we need easily 6 months from now. So that's the struggle we're going to hit. We will decide on the refueling conversation later, I think. And that's cool. You pretty much stream 2 hours every day. I don't love the stronger streams though. You know, I have thought about streaming for longer, but honestly, I do this for fun. And when it stops being fun, I gotta move on. And I've usually got stuff to do. Like, there's gardening that has to be tended to, there's house chores. Can I tell you, let me just tell you about this, okay? I have known for 3 days that I need to vacuum up the dog hair in the living room. This has been top of my mind, but it's been low on the priority list. And even right now, I chose to come stream Kerbin Space Program with you instead of vacuuming up the dog hair, because it felt like the appropriate choice. And I am usually responsible for cooking lunch, so that has to be a thing, and lunch usually ends up happening. And I'm basically gonna go deal with that. So I'm gonna go now, and we will get this ship to Jewel or Duna. We might go somewhere else with it, but we'll plan that next time. So really thankful for everyone who's here and encouraging me. And I use a desktop computer, so I'm not about to do the I'm not about to do a cooking stream. Anyways, thank you so much. I'm gonna leave now. Bye-bye.